Hello everyone, and welcome back to our next Magical Ever After live session. I love coming on here live to just teach you about different ways to manifest love, to work with angels, fairies, mermaids, and all different things in my new book, Magical Ever After, which is available now. You can get it all different places, including Spirit and Soul Studio, which I know so many of you guys are fans of. You can also order it from Muse Oracle Press, from Amazon and Barnes & Noble. So last week I talked to you guys all about working with the angels, and today I'm going to talk to you about working with the mermaids, and then we're going to pull some mermaid cards. So if you're still watching live, I can pull some cards for you as well. So mermaids, I think, are such a fun group of guides that aren't really talked about as much. A lot of people have asked me, like, where can I get books on mermaids? And there really isn't much out there, so that's why I wanted to include it in my book. Now, I have learned throughout the years, just from learning from different teachers. I especially love Karen Kay. She has a lot of different mermaid resources, including this book. I highly also recommend reading through her guidebook. It's fantastic. Karen Kay also wrote the foreword to my book, which is incredible. She's amazing. But yeah, I had learned from different teachers, different resources, so it's just like knowledge that's been passed on. But the mermaids are such incredible guides, and they come to us from the elemental realm. So the angels, they're from like the ultra high vibe angelic realm, but mermaids and fairies, they come from us from the elemental realm, which is actually a little closer to our earth realm. So it's actually like a closer vibration. It's a little easier to work with their energy. And mermaids in particular are water elementals. Big surprise. So when working with mermaids, it's just really great to always show them respect, honor them. They're like friends that the more you actively reach out and connect with them and establish a relationship with them, the stronger your dynamic will be, and the more likely they'll be able to help you and guide you on your way. Now, elementals in general, it's always good when working with them to, whether that's in your mind or physically, to present them with a gift. Now, this isn't as a form of payment. They're usually offended by payments, but this is more so as a thank you. It's kind of like when you go over to a friend's house and you bring a tray of cookies. Like, it's that exact vibe. So for mermaids, when you connect with them, you can either go into meditation, just picture that soothing ocean energy in your mind. You could visualize yourself on a beach or by a beautiful lagoon, and then you could reach out, ask for whichever mermaid of the highest level of light and love with the purest intention for all involved is available to work with you, who has messages they want to teach you, things they want to guide you on, and then present them with a gift, again, like bringing over a tray of cookies. And that could be, you conjure it up in your mind's eye, like imagine giving them a treasure, a trinket, like a pearl, things they like that. They love shiny things. Or it could also be, you could do a physical gift. So if you are able to physically go to the ocean, then you can, leave a gift there. Please don't litter your beach. You could leave like a flower there or something for them. You can like send well wishes into the ocean while you're there. Or one thing they really like is they like help with ocean conservation. So you could pick up litter from your local beach safely, of course, or, donate to charities that help ocean conservation and do that work to protect marine life, protect the beaches. That is a very great thing to do to honor the mermaids. And I included the mermaids in my book, Magical Ever After, to help you manifest love, because mermaids are actually masters of love. So what I wanted to do tonight is just read to you guys just my little section from the mermaids. So in my book, we have like the introduction about manifesting love, but then before we get into all the practices and mindset shifts about calling in your fairy tale romance, I go through each of the elementals and the angels that you are going to be working with in this book, so you can have a deeper understanding of them, a deeper connection to your intuition, and then we get into a lot of the love. So I'm going to read a bit from the mermaid chapter right now, and then we'll pull some cards. So, all right. So mermaids. As water elementals, mermaids help us better understand our deep emotional nature. They encourage us not to be afraid, to put ourselves out there and wear our hearts on our sleeves. Mermaids, who also present as mermen and beings, help us connect with our deep, sensual, romantic side. As divine entities of the sea, they love love and want to show you how to swim after your heart's wishes. They also teach you to be like the ocean and surrender to the ebbs and flows of life, understanding that everything, even love, exists in cyclical balance. The mermaids are masters of romance, so not only can they help you manifest love in the first place, but they can also help you sustain romance throughout your entire lifetime. Think of them as the wise older siblings who always have spot-on advice for your love life. Communicating with mermaids regularly helps you develop a friendship with them as they guide you towards all the lifelong romance you desire. And then I'm going to skip a little bit because it's exactly what I just talked about. But mermaids are excellent companions on the road to manifesting and maintaining love, and I know you are going to love working with their magic. So that's our little section on mermaids, and then I have a bunch of different exercises throughout the book. Again, mermaids really, they love love. They're so romantic, and the best thing is they help us be honest with ourselves, connect to our emotions, wear our hearts on our sleeves, and understand what it is that we really want. I think so much of love is that people don't often even know why it is they want love, right? Like if you're trying to manifest love, ask yourself, why do you want love? And a good answer is not just being like, because I'm supposed to, that's, societal check marks, or because all my friends are in love and I feel left out. Like those aren't good enough answers, get deep. Why do you want love? For me, when I was going through that, it was because I wanted to feel into that romance. I wanted to feel that glow in my heart. I wanted to meet someone who I connected with on a deeper level than most other humans, and I wanted to have adventures and laugh and just have intimacy and love and just feel all the feelings. So go deep and ask yourself, why do I want love? And the mermaids will help you be really honest with yourself. They'll help you tune in. One of the exercises I have in the beginning is a couple of different questions to consult with the mermaids, and we go deep. So you guys are gonna like it. So, all right, so now I'm going to pull some cards, just an overall message of guidance of what you guys need to know on your journey to manifesting love. And again, this is messages from the mermaids, from the iconic Karen Kay, who also wrote one of the forwards to my book. Kim Fairminer wrote the other forward, and they both did beautiful jobs. It's so cool having two forwards in there. All right, so I'm going to pull some cards, but I'm going to take a drink of water first because that was a lot of talking. When I teach my classes in person, my water breaks are usually like, does anyone have a question? And then I drink while people think of their questions. Okay. So that's it. So cards, we like to clear the energy. Thank you, mermaids, for coming through today and guiding us with the most divine love and magic, and guiding us with all the messages everyone watching, whether live or through the replay, need to hear today. Please guide the collective on what messages they need to know in terms of manifesting love, both romantic and self-love, and helping them on their journey. Thank you. And then I will shuffle. I already feel that one right off the bat. Do this one and this one. We'll do 3 for now. All right, let's see what we got. We have the future, contentment, and dreaming. I love this combo. So to me, right off the bat, I feel like it's saying that being happy in the moment and dreaming of your future is absolutely going to lead you to your happily ever after. So in this sense, I love that it's the future and she's gazing into a bubble. She's looking into that like crystal ball, almost that scrying energy. You're really trying to foresee it. And that is so important on your journey to manifesting love. You have to see it. If you can't see yourself in love, it's not going to manifest for you. The universe never gives you anything that is not on your vibration. So in order to manifest love, it's about getting on that energetic vibration. For me, one of my beliefs that I recognized was I realized like, oh, I'm always the single friend, or always works out for my friends, not me. And I realized by believing that was actually also helping write my story of always being the single friend or manifesting love not working out. So instead, I tried to look into the future and I saw myself as the person who is happily in love. I saw myself as the friend who is in the long-term relationship, as the girl who does have the most amazing person in their life, the most amazing partner. So I really saw it. And then by dreaming of that, not limiting. Dreaming is really just not limiting yourself and believing that anything is possible. And I've talked about this before, but in terms of love and society, there's so many unrealistic truths out there where they say, oh, love doesn't last, or people don't actually act like that, or there's so many stereotypes where people just complain about their spouses, and like that's normalized, right? Isn't it weird that people complain like, oh, they're so glad to be away from their spouse and kids, or or their spouse never does that? Like that's weird, right? Like why do we normalize where people can actively like make fun of or talk down about their loves? Like love is something to be celebrated. And wouldn't you feel bad if your partner was talking about you like that? Like, no, you don't deserve that. Everyone deserves to have a partner who behind their back will be like, they're the most wonderful person. I love them so much. Like we should each let our loves shine brightly and acknowledge the fact that, you can choose a person who you don't have to complain about. I feel like people just expect that, choose a partner who, or even hold out for a partner. Don't settle for someone who doesn't feel right because you're afraid of being alone or you're afraid there's no other options. No, choose yourself and know that you're always creating your future. So if you want to believe the most amazing, perfect person out there exists, that you don't have to compromise on major issues, that someone who is so aligned in their ideas of a future with you together, or is aligned in their ideas of a good time and a bad time. I always think that love it really is alignment. When I was younger, I think I thought of love as just like, oh, it's somebody cute, you each think each other's cute and you like hanging out with each other, which I guess it is to some degree, but it's so much deeper. You want someone who is aligned with you, someone who likes, spending time with you, whose future is the same idea as yours. Because if you guys are on different pages, it's not going to work. You want to be on that same page, and you also want to believe that that's possible for you, that the person you want, this dream person that you've been dreaming of, is absolutely out there. And just the same, they're dreaming of you. You are also somebody's perfect person exactly as you are. And how beautiful is that? Like, just enjoy that and appreciate that about yourself, that I'm sure there's many people out there, but to someone, you are their dream come true. And that's beautiful. So acknowledge that you're your own dream come true too. So really get into that state of dreaming. And I love here, she's holding like the conch shell. And I think of, in mermaid lore and in TV shows under the sea. I feel like even in like SpongeBob, we've seen it where, they have the conch and they're doing like a call and they're sending messages out. So like, send your dreams out. Don't be afraid to speak them into existence. That's another tip I have with manifesting love, is that oftentimes we may think it in our head, we may dream it, we may try to project it into our future, but if we're still the person who's complaining to our friends about there's no one good to date, or we complain to our family, we talk to our family members about how we'll be single forever, things like that, that contradicts it. And those words are manifesting for you. So if you're really serious about manifesting love, speak as if you already have it. And you don't want to lie, of course, but at least if you have to have honest conversations with people, talk about being happy and being hopeful and believing that, it's got to work out someday, because it always does. And then in your own mind, just keep affirming, like, I already have my love. It's already here, and feel into those feelings now. And that's what I love about this contentment card, is it's kind of the vibe of just like being okay with where you're at. And I have personally found that when it comes to manifesting love, is that the universe loves when you surrender. And that's what the mermaids are so great at teaching us at, because the mermaids are masters at just going with the flow, just vibing. Think of the ocean, how the ocean just flows. Mermaids can teach us how to just surrender and deeply trust. And so much of manifesting literally everything is trusting and just being like, what, universe, whatever you want for me, I know my dreams are possible, but in the meantime, I'm going to find so much happiness, and see that love surrounds you in so many ways. It's so beautiful to recognize the love you have for your friends, for your family, for your favorite hobbies. Like for me, it would be like, Star Wars or video games. And also, of course, see the love in yourself and recognize that, that your life is amazing. And even if you never find love, you can still find ways to be happy. And that, I think, is one of the most powerful shifts you can make. That's something that I did for myself. I was like, you know what, universe, if you want me single forever, that's not a bad thing. You know, I'm going to embrace that, enjoy that, and maybe next lifetime. And I've definitely recommended that to clients I've done readings for. And that has definitely helped their energy too. And I feel like once you make that truly surrender, like, I'm good energy, that's when the magic comes in. And that's often when love actually shows up. So overall, the mermaids are just telling you to find contentment, find happiness in yourself now. Be at peace, surrender, and also just focus on the present moment. When we're worrying so much about what could happen, or we're so focused on the past, on what we've been through, what used to happen, all that is just taking up energy from the now. When we're in the now, it's powerful. And when we have that happiness now and that love, feeling the feelings of being happily in love now, that gets projected into your future and actually manifests it. So mermaids are just reminding you, be happy now and keep dreaming. Dream as big and bold as possible. Don't let anyone tell you your expectations are too high. I absolutely had former friends who told me that my expectations in a romantic partner were too high, but it was literally just, I don't think they were high at all. I think they were very reasonable. And I think, again, in society, we've kind of set the bar really low. And it's not too much to ask for romance and loyalty and devotion and fun. And I think what's so important too about love is you also want to be friends with them. You know, a lot of romantic relationships, it really is at the basis of friendship, because you also need to be friends with someone you love. You need to enjoy spending time with them, laughing with them, you know, hanging out. That's so much of it too. So just dream into it and know that your dreams, the bigger, the bolder, the better, they absolutely are still possible for you. And the more you lean into that dreamy energy now, that will absolutely help manifest the future. So what you can do as a fun exercise to work with the mermaids, I feel like they're downloading this information into me now, is just take a moment to close your eyes and take a deep breath in and just feel peace in the present moment. Really just clear your mind and just ask yourself, like, what would my life be like if I fully, completely surrendered and I trust in the timing and I trust the process and I didn't worry? Because the future you, the version of you who has romantic love, they're not worried about it, you know? They're just living in the moment. They're enjoying it. They're being so happy. So tune into that version of you now and ask yourself, what would the future version of me, what would she feel like? What would he feel like? What would they feel like? You know, what would be going on? What would their thoughts be like? What would their actions be like? How would their daily habits be like? And the more you can lean into that absolutely helps start the manifestation process. And then while you're in that state of contentment, while you're in that state of peace, start to dream. Dream big, dream loud, dream bold, and really just fully visualize what your perfect romance would be like, what your dream partner would be like. The more you project that energy and pretend you have it in the now, the more it's going to happen for you. And then by that, you will create the future. See it solidifying as your future. And almost even, you can kind of like exactly in this picture, you can visualize yourself underwater with your mermaid guy and just pouring all of your dreams into this bubble or into a pearl, whatever feels right. Maybe even into a magic conch if you want to speak it out loud. And just imagine it going out into the ocean, going out into the flow, into the divine flow of the universe, the divine flow of magic, and just feel your mermaid guide encouraging you that it's on its way. It's already happening for you. So yeah, so mermaids. So that's why I like to include mermaids in my book, because they really are just so magical. And again, they're so romantic, and they really help us tune into our intuitive senses. They help us connect with the universe, connect with the energy field so we can manifest. And of course, they help us surrender and let go. So if you get one takeaway from this particular live session, is let go, surrender, and just trust. You know, how would you show up if you knew for a fact that what you want is already solidified in your future? You know, I think that's such a game changer. All right, awesome. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's session. I hope you guys enjoyed the mermaids. Remember, this deck was Messages from the Mermaids from Karen K. I love this deck so much. And then of course to follow along and with even more exercises for manifesting both romantic love and self-love, you can now get your own copy of my book, Magical Ever After. And the cool thing is, ooh, I opened up right to the page, perfect. In the back, there is the QR code that you can scan, and all of the meditations, because I think there's about 10 meditations in the book, I recorded them all, and you can have access to listening to my voice with them. So that comes in here, and there's just so many fun exercises that you can use to just add more love into your life and manifest your fairy tale romance. All right, well, thanks for joining me tonight, and I'll see you guys next week. And next week, we're going to talk about the fairies, and I most likely will be dressed as a fairy. So get ready for that. All right, have a good night. Bye.